Live from Studio 2A in PIX Plaza, this is the PIX 11 Morning News.
It is 7:33, and battling bullies in the classroom may land you in a courtroom. Most states now have anti-bullying laws, including New York. However, it took one dad nearly a decade to get justice for his daughter. Tracy, Claystad's daughter, was targeted by bullies starting in 3rd grade. He joins us live on the couch along with his attorney, Gary Mayerson, to share us this story and really provided some tips on what happened in their case. And their case is precedent setting, everybody. So this is why you need to listen up. Thank you so much for being here. First and foremost, how is your daughter doing?
She's doing very well. She's flourishing now.
Yeah, started at 10 and now she's about 16, 17?
Yes.
17 years old and she is flourishing. But you as a father had to do something because you saw your daughter basically, failing and really just suffering, really.
Yeah, she was. She was, the victim of significant bullying, physical and being taunted almost on a daily basis while she was at PS6 in New York.
So this went on at PS6. You spoke to the teachers, you spoke to the principal, you spoke to everybody, and you still weren't getting anything done. And that's why you felt you had to file this lawsuit?
Yes, we attempted to have it addressed. We even scheduled a meeting with the principal, and she refused to talk about it. In fact, she threw us out of her office because she refused to talk about it in front of my daughter. The final straw came when there's supposed to be what's called an IEP, or Individual Education Program, meeting to discuss my daughter's a special needs child, to discuss her program, and the school administration refused to talk about it at that meeting. So every time we tried to bring it to the school's attention, we were rebuffed.
All right, you asked for a private school transfer, and then you were asking for reparations. Now, the DOE did something that was unprecedented in this case. What did they do, Gary?
They did nothing. They refused to discuss the bullying. They stonewalled. The court found that the parents were stonewalled repeatedly over a period of 2 years. So it wasn't that the Department of Education addressed the bullying in a bad way or they failed to do it adequately. They refused to discuss it or address it at all.
But a judge ruled just recently that you could have $28,000 in tuition paid for the school that she is now attending in Queens. And the reason why I say this is precedent setting is because the DOE has paid out money before, several millions of dollars for transfers, but never in a bullying case.
That's true. This is the first time that bullying has resulted in the consequence of the school district having to pay the private school tuition. But I would say this. This was never about the $28,000. This was all about the principal. A parent would never spend almost 8 years litigating a case for $28,000.
No, I know that. This is all about principal. And also, he is doing something. He's fighting for everybody else to have a voice, too. Other kids who are in a similar situation. And your child was actually mainstream, right? She was in a regular class.
Actually, she was in what's called a collaborative team teaching class, which is a combination of typical children and special needs children. But the problem was that the school refused to listen to us, and they were planning to put her back the subsequent year in the same classroom with the same children that were bullying her.
With the same bullies, too.
With the same bullies.
Right.
So it kept happening, the cycle again and again and again.
Exactly.
I mean, this has been going on, everybody, since 2008. Started off at PS6. This 10-year-old trying to find a voice, trying to create a life, trying to create an identity. Do you feel like justice has been served for you? I know you spent way more money than what the judge handed and ruled in that decision.
Well, as Gary said, it wasn't just about the $28,000, and it wasn't just about our situation. Obviously, it was important to us. Fortunately, we had the resources to do something about it. There are plenty of children, I think, that go through the system that have issues, that don't have the resources to fight back. And we were able to do so and set this precedent.
Most parents will just pick up and move to another school.
Yeah, so what are the tips that you give them?
Well, I tell parents, you know what, if you're going to, you should stand and fight. You'll never change the system if you don't stand up and fight. If you see that there's bullying in your child's situation, you have to investigate it right away. You have to talk to the teacher. You have to talk to your child. Get copies of the incident reports. Talk to the principal if necessary. And if all else fails, you must seek counsel clearly.
It is very hard to prove, and that's why you have to start the conversation early. You are doing something for so many parents who are suffering in silence. You have set a precedent now with the Department of Education here in New York City. It is a window that has been cracked open, and hopefully they are listening, that these problems are very real. Gary, thank you for holding the torch for us and carrying it for other families who are suffering in silence. Tracy, Gary, thank you for litigating investigating this as well. Joining us also for more information, you can head on over to our PIX 11 app for more tips on how to handle bullying. You'll find all the information by clicking on our morning news tab. It is 7:38.